Hey guys, welcome back to GloryHunter. We are in the process of trying to win multiple trophies this season, and we're in a great position to do so. Season 1 at Juventus, nothing. Season 2 at Juventus, 2 trophies. Season 3, Season 1 at Dortmund, nothing. Season 4, Season 2 at Dortmund, we are in the knockout stages of the Champions League, the first leg of which we'll play today. We're in the quarterfinals of the DFB-Pokal, which we'll play with the first game today. And we're sat top of the Bundesliga as we head into the last 3 or 4 months of the season. We are praying we can maybe just add both of those to the trophy cabinet. I'm pointing the wrong friggin' way. Both of those to the trophy cabinet this season. The Pokal and the Bundesliga, and maybe the Champions League as well. We beat City in the semi-final stage last year, so we know we can beat them, and our Dortmund team has improved since we last played them too. This is getting close to one of the best sides I've ever had, with 3 players 90 plus rated, and multiple others 89 and 87. When your weakest link is an 86 rated Weston McKennie who's incredible, you know you've got to win something this season, if not multiple trophies this year. And we can start by putting ourselves in a semi-final of the Deutsche Pokal if we can win at home against Borussia Mönchengladbach. As we mentioned, we also have Manchester City in the Champions League today and Freiburg away in the Bundesliga as well. They still continue to push at the top end of the table. Then there's Augsburg, Hertha Berlin and Frankfurt, unless of course there's another Deutsche Pokal game scheduled in the meantime. So we know what the task at hand is from now until the end of the season, but quarterfinals there, round of 16 here, and top of the table here, albeit only on goal difference at the moment, but Freiburg there in 4th. Our first opponent, Mönchengladbach, sits 6th, but obviously it's a cup game, not a league game. And hopefully we can get ourselves progressing in 2 cup competitions and stay top of the Bundesliga. That's the dream, that's the aim, that's the goal. That is what we will do. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying, of course. Hope you're having a fantastic Christmas Eve. We will not have a video tomorrow. You can enjoy your Christmas Day and forget all about me. But do come back on Boxing Day when uploads will return on both channels. And streams will return on the 27th as well. I'm live now, as you see this, over on Twitch. So do come and join me if you want to. Link in the description down below. Right, let's go and play Mönchengladbach. Borussia Mönchengladbach have Maduka Okoye in goal. New signing, Jeremiah St. Eustace, who we did look at in the January transfer window, of course, went with Matty Cash instead. And there's Koa Takura and Mario Hermoso at centre-back with Kleber Fernandez, that Alexandro Regen at left-back, and Weapon Joe Willock actually holding there with Myron Boadu up top. It's a dangerous team, to be fair, and you saw from the league table, they are having a relatively decent season, Borussia Mönchengladbach, so it's not an easy game by any stretch, and certainly we're going to have to be at our best, clearly, if we're to do something against them here in the Cup, but I feel like we have been at our best in the majority recently. Probably shouldn't have played that passing side, never mind. And hopefully, it should be a relatively, not necessarily comfortable, but not at the same time that difficult game to get a victory from. No 5 at the back. No world-class goalkeeper. But they do still have some quality in the team with, 81, 82, 83 rated players. Boadu is 83. Kleber Fernandez, the left-back, is 83. Their defenders are 80 and 82. And obviously, Mwepu and Joe Willock in the midfield are in the early 80s as well. So, it's a decent team that certainly can hold its own. But if we play to our best and are at our best, then we will absolutely get the result. This guy, though, a UK, is blooming quick, isn't he? Can't get anywhere near him. Joe Willock. Effort wide? Yes, I wasn't sure if the keeper tipped it or not. It's been pretty... Oh, that's a heavy touch. I was about to say it's been pretty heavily Borussia Mönchengladbach. Speak of heavy, there's the touch that is Boadu. When the keeper paid no attention to it, I panicked internally. I expected that to nestle in the top corner and then the keeper to go, oh no, what happened there? You let it in. Thankfully, off target, Paqueta. We will go out to Bellini. You can see the pressure they're putting on the ball here, Mönchengladbach, and it is working. We haven't had a chance of our own yet. We've gotten into their box, into their defensive third a few times. I haven't actually been able to create anything. They haven't shot on target either. So, regardless, there's no real goal threat yet. But I would like to see this through in 90 minutes, please, if we can. I see Bellini all the way out here, and I could square it. I will square it, and we'll lead. Lucas Paqueta is the man that tucks it home, and it's 1-0 at Signal Iduna Park. Albert. Oh, that was late. That was naughty. I'll lift this with Verts. It didn't quite work. We'll get the advances because it did hit a hand. And I slot through. Oh, it's a brilliant ball from Paqueta. Oh, and Cunha can't bury it. I thought power it at the near post and try and get it to hit the roof of the net. And the keeper definitely won't get anywhere near it. Joe Willett picking up a yellow card for that nasty challenge earlier on, rightly so. But we don't pick up a second goal. Paqueta scored the first and very nearly set up a second. Unfortunately, Matheus Cunha has not followed through with a decent finish there. I fully expected him to bury that. Let's give him another go, shall we? Okay, maybe we'll have to wait till the second half to give him another go. Or not. Verts. Matheus Cunha. Albert's arriving. I'll dink this. And, oh, Verts was waiting, but it's not going to reach him. It'll be 1-0 at half-time. Mwepu, challenged well by Paqueta. Doesn't have amazing defensive stats, Lucas Paqueta, but he's certainly solid enough in the tackle to make the difference in the midfield sometimes. With the physicality along with, you know, tackling stats in the early 70s, he's more than good enough to add as a second defensive player in there. They got a foul for something. Boadu lining up for it. And he's going to go for it as well. Looks like he's going to try and knuckleball it. Oh, my Lord. What an attempt. Couldn't have come much closer there, could he, Maran Boadu? Over the wall and sat kind of level off the top of the bar and over, crucially for me. Just a few inches away from an equalising goal for Mönchengladbach. Changes waiting to be made. Some fresh legs coming on. Gio Reyna and Enzo Fernandez. Are they going to help us maintain a 1-0 lead? Or are we going to need to go and get the lead back again because they've equalised? Might be. Oh, he's winding up for the power shot and I couldn't get there in time. It's going to be to try and go back ahead again because they have equalised. Joe Willock, who put in a very dangerous tackle earlier on and arguably shouldn't be on the pitch, winds up for the power shot, had just enough space to pull it off. And Mönchengladbach have an equaliser with 6 minutes to go. We might be headed to extra time and or a replay, and I think it's probably going to be extra time here, isn't it? We play on here in the 90th minute with possession from the throw. And there we go, hoping that someone would make a run that would open up some space for someone else. Gio Reyna out wide nicely to Andy Robertson. A play on the floor inside there, perhaps. Here's Enzo Fernandez on the edge of the box. Oh, and I tell you what, they love an interception at Borussia Mönchengladbach. It's an extra 30 minutes, I think. We have to go again for another half an hour to find a winner here. Indeed we do. Albert into Matheus Cunha. I'm genuinely not sure and curious to know what the answer would be. Albert driving in. Driven. Oh, trying to squeeze it through his legs. Gio Reyna can't quite do it. Albert will deliver the corner instead and look for an assist that way. Oh, Weston McKennie hung in the air for so long there. But the keeper and the man on the post make the save. Schlotterbeck's underneath this one. Oh! He's come close in a couple of games recently, but they keep going wide. Not this time. Nico Schlotterbeck gives Borussia Dortmund a 2-1 lead in extra time in the 96th minute. Love to see a replay if you don't mind. We are going to get one now. Excellent header. A cross goal as well. It's just almost flicked into that far corner. Just the power on it's past the keeper. Battling with Ko Itakura as well. No, actually. Almost looked like it came off Boadu there. But we'll take the goal from Nico Schlotterbeck and we'll hopefully hold on to the lead this time. Bellini into Enzo Fernandez and out wide to McKennie, and it's opening up now. Gio Reyna, Matheus Cunha. Whoa! Just making sure! Just making sure! 2 goals in 4 minutes. We've made sure we will be semi-finalists at least in the DFB-Pokal this season. Chop. Man or ball, but not both. We'll take the yellow card and we'll take the... Oh, he's going to... Oh, no, he's not happy. He doesn't want to be picked up. Not that I can see him. We'll take the yellow card and we'll take the win. Thank you very much. That is Borussia Dortmund into the final four of the Deutsche Pokal. We were losing finalists last year. We want to take it one step further this season, please, if you don't mind. Solid performance, to be fair. Should really have won it in 90 minutes, but we're through, and that's all that matters. Right, next up was Freiburg, then Manchester City. Freiburg don't have a bad team, to be fair to them, and I think for the second season running, they are challenging for a Champions League spot. Luis Maximiano in goal. The backline is strong, with Malo Gusto, Zuma, and Attila Joloi. Then Arteaga's kind of the weakest link in there. It's the midfield four. Sumare and Rabiot with Nicola Pepe and Mitoma isn't great. Then an 83 Lefay and an 83 Marcus Thuram is decent. So they're strong at the back and decent up top. It's just they're a bit wet in the middle. Hopefully, we can exploit that a little bit. And I might try and attack quite a bit down the right-hand side with Bellini. And press on that weak spot in the defensive line against Arteaga. And you never know. They might break. Certainly would like 3 points, even though we're away from home against a side that are having a good season. Have to defend better than that, aren't I? That's for sure. And Ismail Benacer ensures that we do defend a bit better than that. Thank you, son. Sula to Weston McKennie. And inside to Lucas Paqueta. And just dink it, looking for Cunha, who can then nod that down and go out wide to Bellini. And inside to Cunha again. They do have some strength in the back line, as well as some decent ability, if you know what I mean. They might be higher rated in the early 80s, but they're also just physically strong to go along with that, which is really quite taxing. Oh, but that is a wonderful opening goal. Wow. It seems whenever I try to... I've got crosses on manual just because you get more accurate crosses. I just haven't quite nailed how best to take these manual crosses. And you'll have seen a number of times I've crossed the ball in and the man that I've aimed for is just a little bit too underneath it. But Bellini, look at the movement. He darts in as the defender backs up. And that finish. That finish first time. That is up there with the best goals of the season. 100%. Wow. Apparently I'm not allowed to get anything at Mateus Cunha today. Oh, intercepted nicely. Quickly before Albert's offside. And there's the second. Albert didn't quite have the angle on his left there to work that into the corner. At least I didn't fancy him to be able to quickly get around it and bend it without the keeper saving it. I think the best option was to pass there. Although still, it's not the most straightforward of efforts. If he's right-footed, I hit this, but yeah, just didn't have the angle, Albert. Wirtz was in a better position to have a higher percentage chance of scoring the goal, which is duly done. Our 92 rated Team of the Year participant gives us a second goal lead. And hopefully a second league, because we have the Serie A already in this save, and we would like to add the Bundesliga to it. So you never know. Maybe it will be a second league. Cunha's on the run as well. Albert will look for him. Turn provider again. Oh, it's off the bar from Cunha. So very nearly a beautiful, beautiful second. Sorry, third and second for... No, he didn't score the first either. Just third in general for the team. Wirtz, Cunha. Well held by Maximiano. Nicola Pepe into Lefay. And it's Pepe again down the right-hand side. He's a bit quick. He's just gotten away from Andy Robertson there. Lefay. Gusto. Sumare. Is he going to have a crack from distance? He's not. Weston McKennie. We talked about strength in their defensive line. Well, Weston McKennie's no pushover, evidently. And this level of football is beautiful. And Mateus Cunha's in. And it's a third. And that is arguably just as beautiful a goal as the first from Bellini. First goal, a one-off, wonder hit. The third goal, beautifully free-flowing counter-attacking move that rather than the usual get the ball to someone that just runs counter-attacking move, it's ended up being played about and the whole team gets involved. And Cunha, in the end, is the man to bury it and finish it off. We will stay top of the Bundesliga, thank you. Good footwork. Really good footwork. Bellini, it's opened up. Cunha had the call from Albert that he was behind him and available. I get a little bit lucky, so we'll apologise for that. I'm sorry, Freiburg, you don't deserve the fourth. Certainly not in that fashion at the very least, but this is looking comfortable now. Boos around the home ground as well. Really unfortunate not to just keep it out in general. Oh, nice. It's good. Marcus Thuram. Consolation goal. There goes the clean sheet. I think the board would be satisfied with trophies over a clean sheet tally, though, to be fair. So we won't worry too much about that at the moment. We've just scored some high-quality goals. Look at the run of Albert. Oh, the ball from Wirtz is unreal. The touch is heavy. I'm so sorry. So sorry. If Albert's touch isn't as heavy there, then I'm just going to take the shot. But his touch takes him almost to the goalkeeper, by which point I'm left with no alternative but to try and square it. It's just, the keeper saves that if I shoot, so I have to square it. I'm so sorry, Freiburg. I do apologise. It wasn't my intention to sweat you for a second time, but never mind, eh? Fünf. Final whistle sounds. It's 5-1 in the game away from home against Freiburg. We said, and you saw, that they have a capable team, but that is just the difference between our team and those that aren't the very best anymore at this stage with this Dortmund side. With Augsburg coming up in the league at the weekend, hopefully. Oh yeah, I was going to play Gio Reyna. Sorry. You can play in the next one, pal. I was going to say hopefully other sides have dropped points, but Bayern won their game. They were on 38 and Leipzig were on 40 and they've won as well. Although we've evidently won by more than they did, and goal difference is firmly in our favour. Freiburg still fourth though, and 6 points clear of Leverkusen, so they are still having a very good season. Unfortunately for them, it just didn't quite go their way on that occasion. So the first sim of 3 today, it's Augsburg at home. You can tell from the lineup on the left that the entire outfield 11 is changed for this. This is our opportunity to test this outfield 11 and see if they are reliable enough for this sort of scenario where we've a lot of games and a number that we want to sim, and with the latter stages of the Champions League being hopefully frequent between now and the end of the season, we are wanting to make the most of our full depth of squad. If we didn't have quite such a busy month, I wouldn't fully rotate the entire 11, but I'm taking this opportunity against Augsburg, who are a team that we certainly should beat, to hopefully see if the theory will work. Here's Gio Reyna in behind. And we're not going to get a goal in the opening 23 minutes. Augsburg having a lot of the ball so far. It'd be nice if we could have a spell of possession of our own. We seem to just keep gifting it back to them, which is not particularly great. 3 sims today alongside the 3 played games. And hopefully we'll get the results we want in every single one of them. We're 2 down so far, 4 to go. Nice tackle. Come on then. A goal before half time would be great. You're in. Goal! Tor for Julian Brandt. BVB lead by 1-0. Augsburg have had all of the chances other than our 1 goal. They can't seem to get it into the back of the net. Kubel, so far, at the risk of jinxing myself with 5 minutes to go, looks like he's going to keep a clean sheet. This is a brilliant move. Oh, that would have been shades of that second against Freiburg if we'd have buried it. But we couldn't. The final whistle is moments away. And there it is. A clean sheet for Matty Cash on debut. And victory for us as well. I didn't quite actually glance quickly enough at any of the other results in there. But now it's time for the big test. The Champions League against Manchester City. Bayern won. Leipzig haven't played yet. Oh, son of a bitch. They've got Hertha Berlin. Well, if they could lose, that would be lovely. But we have to now go to the Etihad. 3 months. Sosa was able to continue on. A light injury. I tell you what isn't a light injury. A broken bloody toe. How was he possibly able to have continued on with a broken toe? It was quite the game would have let him finish the match. You don't play on with a broken toe. Right. Manchester City away. Wish me luck. It's just law, innit? You gotta sing along with it. Manchester City with Ederson in goal. They're as good as you'd expect them to be. Bremer on the bench for them. Their new signing. Other new signing, Ousmane Dembele is on the right-hand side. De Bruyne, Pedri and Rodri in the midfield. 92 Foden, 94 Haaland up top. Lovely. And new signing actually as well. Lenormand at centre-back. Cancelo at right-back. And Truffert at left-back. Oh, dearie me. We got past them in the semi-final last season. But it did take a 3-3... Jesus Christ, Philip. A 3-3 draw, and then was it a 1-0 win in the second leg to get us there. I think we won 1-0 actually here at the Etihad after drawing 3-3 at home. Might have been the other way around. I'm sure you guys remember better than I will. Florian Wirtz looking for a worldie to start us off. We've been so very lucky on a handful of occasions so far today. If Florian Wirtz doesn't just try his luck, then that never falls to Paqueta. So, in a way, you make your own luck. By having the pop shot from the edge of the box, he forces the save from Ederson, who could only palm it straight to Paqueta. Time for a match. We lead by a goal to nil at the Etihad again. Back to Truffert. And into Rodri. Oh, nice from Erling. And De Bruyne trying to turn provider as he usually does. Oh, it's nice. Jesus Christ, Erling getting stuck in that press is hard enough to break at the best of times, let alone when you've got a man that is that physical, being the one that's actually pressing you. City, though, might be the architects of their own downfall if they try that press too much. That's Bellini, early ball looking for Cunha, poor ball looking for Cunha. And it's pinballing around. There's not been much quality in this game so far. It's just been a case of who's going to get the lucky rebound. Going either way. That, speaking of the lack of quality. Cunha's in. He's onside. And Ederson saves. That's a lovely ball over the top to Ousmane Dembele. And you know how fast he is in a straight line. Nico Schlotterbeck. Pretty good defensively, though. Ah, not when I do that. However, he isn't. Erling tucks it back. Oh, Kevin. It's normally the other way around. De Bruyne to Erling, but City are level. I genuinely thought I could get to the ball there. Dembele's almost shimmied. I'm surprised Schlotterbeck hasn't actually gotten to the ball there. I'm going to slow it down. So the ball is definitely there to be won. And maybe I've just pressed the button. I've clearly just pressed the button too late, haven't I? And he's gotten too close. By the time he triggers the slide animation, he's past the ball. Dembele definitely does a ball roll as well, which helps. It's a mixture of well done Manchester City and oh dear Ches. It's 1-1 here at the Etihad. And despite our early 1-0 advantage, we are pegged back. Lucas Paqueta forward and nicely done. Wirtz needs to get this pass right was the way that sentence was going to end. And he didn't get that pass right. Schlotterbeck gets that interception right though. And Wirtz trying to find the right back. Bellini's played in. And actually it's going to open up for Florian here. We scored a lot of cross. Yes! Cross goal shots. In general play, just because this is the way you stand the best chance of scoring. And we've actually sweat the ball a few times today. I might have had the opportunity to sweat that there as well. But Florian Wirtz at 92 rated. You trust in that scenario to do that. And he has done. We're in front again. Oh, what are you doing? Truffert, he is the weak link in their City backline. The lowest rated player. And he's made up for his mistake. He could have cost City dear there. We score a third and have a 2-goal advantage. Then perhaps that's tie over. Although saying that, I'm sure in the 3-3 draw we got against them last season, we were 3-1 up at one point in that game. Foden just keeps it out the reach of Niklas Süle. But Haaland has given that straight to Weston McKennie. And the ball is starting to fly from one end of the pitch to the other now. As we get a bit stretched. It's still only the first leg though, so we can't afford to get too stretched. and run the risk of getting caught on the counter ourselves and conceding a second. We do want to make sure we win this tie. Win this leg. Well, win the tie, yes, but win the leg as well. Paqueta buries it. We are going to get a 3-1 lead, and we may well win this game and this tie. We're unstoppable at the moment. The goals are flying in. Dortmund 3, City 1. I don't know where João Cancelo's playing in a minute. Sometimes he pops up at right back. Sometimes he's at left back. That time he was at centre back or CDM. And sometimes he's a cam. He's just quite literally fricking everywhere. 89th minute, we clear it away. I'm going to make some changes just to keep things fresh for the remainder of the game. And obviously with the rest of the month to come, we have to rotate quite a bit as well. Bearing those games in mind too. We've still got 2 Bundesliga games left this month to try and get results from in the league. And we're going to want to be as strong as we possibly can be for both of those games. The next leg against City doesn't come until next month, so we don't have to worry about that until April. But April is almost certainly then going to be split into 2, you would imagine. Because we look like we're going to go through in this competition, regardless of the fact there's still another 90 minutes to play. We are in such a strong position to head back to Signal Iduna Park. We've beaten Manchester City by 3-1. Very lucky first. Fortune and a couple of the others, but we'll absolutely take them. Benfica win away from home as well against Napoli. Perhaps that's a shock result as well. It's Hertha Berlin to come next in the Bundesliga. Missing Sosa for 3 months is a pain in the dick, isn't it? Now they're out the transfer window. It's just, well, we bought another fullback though, isn't it? If I'd have done nothing, Berlin's now 91. Bloody hell. If I'd have done nothing in the January transfer window, we would have been left short, even shorter still. So it's just as well we did make the signing of Matty Cash. Otherwise, we'd have been in a little bit of a sticky situation, squad depth-wise, with fullbacks, wouldn't we? Certainly. Let's sim this one then against Hertha Berlin and see if we can get ourselves with a full strength 11, a result to keep ourselves top of the table continually. Leipzig pick up the points. They are level with us on 46 at the top of the Bundesliga table. So certainly, we have to maintain a winning run to maintain top spot. Bellini, Wirtz. Nice, nice, nice. Mateus Cunha makes the 9-0 away from home in their 16th minute. We're in front. Free kick for Hertha Berlin. 5 minutes to go until half-time, but it's a poor free kick. Now they've got a one even closer in. Well, this is dangerous. He's going for goal. It's off the bar. Hertha Berlin hit the woodwork at the end of the first half, and they might still score or stand the chance to. Kubo with a big save. That was heart in mouth. Bite your tongue and hope for the best, hold your breath stuff, wasn't it? We lead by a goal to 0 at half-time. Again, though, our only shot of the game so far. Oh, it's a lovely ball. He's onside here. Oh, why have you shot from there, though, Albert? Why is he shot from outside the box? You're literally one-on-one, mate. Just take it in and slot it past the keeper. Go into the box at the very least. Never mind, we scored anyway. Thank you, Weston McKennie. 2-0. We have dominated the play in the second half. They've had 1 shot, we've had 3, and obviously scored a second goal. Nice, in fact, relieving to see us actually be a bit more creative in the second half and grab that second goal, because we didn't do that in the last simulated game against Augsburg, and it made me particularly concerned basically for the whole bloody game. Your heart rate's going because you know you desperately need to make sure you keep winning. In the Bundesliga, when there are teams like Bayern, and in Liga, when there are teams like PSG, if you want to win the title, you have to win almost every bloody game. We're trying our best, and at the minute we are winning the majority of games. We managed to get ourselves top of the table. This result will keep us there. Go on, add a third. Good save. This result will keep us there, but we have to maintain it. We have to now go into the next game and get 3 points in that one as well. Leipzig overcome rivals FC Bayern München. Now that could be important for us. That could be very important. Indeed it is. It knocks Bayern 5 points behind us. Freiburg still there in 4th and now 10 points clear of the side in 5th. Freiburg are the real deal this season. Genuinely are. But Bayern have started to fall away, and we saw in the transfer window in January, didn't we, that they had let some key players go. Some of their better players, most notably Joshua Kimmich to Manchester United, and they've lost again the 4th game of the season. Then we've only lost 1. We've drawn 7, which is far too many for my liking, which is the reason why we are still level on points with Leipzig because we haven't been able to turn some of those draws into victories. Let's, on this occasion, try and turn this one into a victory. I will make sure that Frankfurt, however, do have their strongest lineup out. I actually forgot to do that for the game against Hertha Berlin. Let's ensure that we do it here for Frankfurt, shall we? Make sure that we have the strongest possible test. Sunset, Moretti, Lukic, is he? Yep. Baja, De La Vega's 80 rated. Gunter, Lukanets, +1 doesn't make much difference. +4, however, certainly does. And Buta at right back. Well, let's put Lukanets in there then. Because Lukanets, 3-star weak foot. Gunter, 2-star weak foot. Lukanets can play there. He'll be stronger. And then just change Lukic to a centre mid. And Mandrea is their best goalkeeper. So we can do that. Now, intriguingly, when you make changes like that with a second controller and then turn the controller off at this stage, or before you get to the game if you play it, it resets the changes. However, if you're simming, like we are, it doesn't reset those changes. De La Vega will be in the starting lineup there, so that way the AI can still make their own substitutions and be in control of their own fate whilst having the improvements to the team. There was a comment, and I replied to it. I think I replied to it at the time. I certainly intended to, where there was a couple of accusations of me doing that, and then, of course, with the second controller being... they believed that I was in control of the opponent's team still, and that, as such, they weren't making their own substitutions, etc. But they should have control of their own fate now, because it still kept the changes. So... we'll see how it pans out here against Frankfurt, but it doesn't reset the changes that you make with the controller if you're in the sim like this. So I expect Frankfurt to make changes of their own accord in this game. If they don't, then maybe it's something I need to look into a bit more. But I believe that the way that we've done it is the best possible way to do it. If not, I think it's better. I think we stand a chance for it to be fairer for me to make changes to their lineup and have them not make a sub than for them to have players out of position and wrongly selected and then make subs later. I'd rather they were stronger and didn't make a sub than they were weaker and did make a sub, if you know where I'm coming from. I think I've explained that well enough. I'm sure you'll be able to follow me. But we're 1-0 up here thanks to Matheus Cunha. And hopefully they'll make a substitute of their own anyway, and we won't need to worry about it whatsoever, and it is absolutely fine. Bellini, good save by the goalkeeper. Mandrea keeping Frankfurt in it for the time being. 3 minutes to go here in the final game of the day. And we're on top, certainly. But can we make that pressure and dominance pay? Not if Mandrea has anything to do about it. Still 1-0 as we approach half-time, because he keeps making the saves. Counter is on. Just ran offside there, Florian Wirtz in the middle. But here's Cunha. Here is Wirtz. Cunha again. Another stop by the goalkeeper. Oh, Schlotterbeck. Scored a great header earlier today, but couldn't turn it home for a second time there. It does appear that the AI aren't making... Jeez Louise! They aren't making substitutions of their own. However... as I said earlier on, I believe it's a fairer contest and actually makes it more difficult for me to artificially field a stronger 11 for them and have them not make subs. Because I don't make subs, and if I manually don't make subs of my own in interactive sims as well, then that even further levels the playing field and weights it in the AI's favour. Rather than have them make subs but start with a much weaker team. I think this is the better way to do it. It would be fantastic if you just didn't need to do that in the first place, and then it wouldn't matter. But such is, we're just basically trying to do the best we can with a broken game mode. Bayern drew 3-3 there with Dusseldorf and have dropped yet more points. Wirtz has now grown again. No, he's just maximised his development schedule, so he is now 92. Can we grow? We can continue to grow him yet further. So he's got 99 finishing. My God. Well, we can make Wirtz 93. Perhaps in between episodes, I'll go and refresh some of the development plans. And maybe we can get a bit more out of even more of those players. Bloody hell. Right, please tell me Leipzig drop points! They did! And Freiburg keep going. Bayern down to 4th. Borussia Dortmund finally have a teeny slither of daylight at the top of the table. In tomorrow's episode, it's Stuttgart, St. Pauli, Manchester City and Borussia Mönchengladbach again. And then Bayern. However, I do expect, actually with the international break, the semi-finals of the quarter-finals of the Champions League will probably be here, won't they? And then the semi-finals will be there, and then the final will be at the end of May. So next month, tomorrow's episode should actually only be those 5 games. We'll play City. Considering we played Mönchengladbach today, maybe I'll play Stuttgart. And then we will play Bayern, rather evidently. And sim St. Pauli. Although I simmed St. Pauli earlier in the season, just with a regular quick sim, and they beat me, so I might like a little bit of payback. We'll play it by ear. Let's see what happens. For now, though, into the next round of the Cup. 1 foot in the next round of the Champions League. And a little bit of daylight at the top of the Bundesliga. Everything has gone according to plan. Let's keep that rolling tomorrow. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Let me know your feedback on everything we've raised in today's video in the comment section down below, because I really do appreciate your feedback and it genuinely does dictate what we do in the saves. And I'll continue to have my back and forth with you in the comment section as well. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.